A vitamin every diabetic should take. What is it? Well, let's talk about vitamins in general. They're like teeny tiny superheroes of our body. Small, yet mighty. And among the 13 trusty allies, there is one the diabetics should be friend with. The vitamin B1. And better form of it is benfotiamine. This little guy packs a punch with ability to regulate blood sugar levels and, more importantly, prevent damage from blood sugar irregularities. So who cares if your blood sugar is high if it is not harming you, right? Well, that makes it a lifesaver for those managing diabetes. It is not utilized commonly. The doctors don't know about it, but if you do your own research, like go to PubMed, go to like scientific journals and search for thiamine, benfotiamine, you will find so many articles how this little thing can change your life and prevent complications like blindness, like when I say prevent, reduce your risk. It's not going to be 100% foolproof, but anything you can do, right, to reduce your risk is a plus. But don't let this importance fool you, right? The B1 is anything but difficult to find, or sometimes it's expensive. In fact, it's easier to snag a bag of chips on aisle 7 at your nearest supermarket. Well, not anymore. On our website, you can actually find the highest quality US-made benfotiamine, which is the better fat-soluble version of thiamine, on our website at sugarmds.com. And don't be fooled with anything that is sold on Amazon. Amazon and Walmart, they will just sell anything and everything that profits them. They don't have necessary rules and regulations, and it's a very hectic company, in my opinion, because we are also selling in Amazon. It is such a painful process. Not that because they are doing their due diligence, just because we are dealing with some overseas people who barely speaks English. And that's a problem, for all of us. And when you are buying from Amazon, we actually stopped selling on Amazon sometimes because when they deliver things, they deliver in dirty bags and stuff like that. So we don't tolerate that. But once you start taking this, you will be surprised by the superpowers that it grants to your metabolism. So let's gather around, my fellow humans with diabetes, and learn how this little superhero can help us fly higher than ever. Vitamin B1. Let's talk about this. It's not the name of some fancy new workout routine or a celebrity baby name. Thiamine is actually vitamin B1. Yep, that's right. It's the original B. This water-soluble vitamin may not be as glamorous as some of the other vitamins, but it plays a crucial role in our energy metabolism. Thiamine can actually be found in some unexpected places like yeast, brown rice, and wait, even potatoes. By the way, check out my video on how to eat potatoes without blood sugar spikes. I have very good tricks for you in that video. All you have to do is search for it with a SugarMD keyword with it. It's like this thiamine vitamin is trying to hide in carbs or something, like, what the hell, potatoes? But like I said, you can eat potatoes without spiking blood sugars after watching that video. But all joking aside, thiamine is seriously important for all of us, especially those with diabetes. Now why? Because diabetics tend to excrete a lot of thiamine in their urine, which can lead to the deficiencies. So let's give a round of applause to good old thiamine for keeping us energized and breaking down that blood sugar. Now, why is thiamine extremely important for diabetics? A little more detail for you. The human body is pretty complex biological machinery, right? And it uses food as a fuel. The food contains a lot of stored chemical energy. When we eat food, our body breaks that into smaller components and makes glucose, even if you don't eat glucose. You have to have glucose in your system, because if your blood sugar is low, you can't even function. Now, mitochondria turn glucose into ATP. Now, mitochondria are also main sites for this, ATP synthesis. They are the basic machinery, like the powerhouse of our cells. Now, ATP is an energy molecule and is also called like the energy currency, This supplies the energy for hundreds of biochemical reactions and cellular processes. But diabetes is a disease that actually affects the processing of blood glucose, right? Now, diabetic patients are unable to use this excess blood glucose, although they have a lot of it. So when there's a lot of glucose, unfortunately, mitochondria becomes overloaded. Then glucose rushes into the cells that they're not supposed to be, and glucose needs to be converted into energy at the end of the day. So, however, mitochondria cannot convert this much of glucose into energy because it's overloaded. In response to glucose overloading, the backup happens and leads to other pathways in the body that actually causes diabetes complications, such as sorbitol. Your body will start producing sorbitol, which will lead to cataracts and other complications of diabetes and so forth. So you are going to end up with byproducts that is not processed because of that backup. Now, as a result, all these things will cause vascular and endothelial damage that is a source for cardiovascular disease, blindness, kidney disease, and so forth. So glucose overloading is horrible. In simple words, the excess glucose actually is the main cause for severe damage in diabetics in an indirect way. It is also the main reason for complications of diabetes, like I said. Neuropathy is one of the things that I forgot to tell. But erythrocyte transcrystallase, it's an enzyme. When you have thiamine deficiency, erythrocyte transcrystallase is affected because it's an important enzyme in the process of energy production from glucose. And guess what? It needs thiamine as a cofactor. Cofactor means that it has to be there for that enzyme to work. It's essential for proper functioning of transcrystallase family. Similarly, when there is thiamine deficiency due to eating foods high in carbohydrates and even alcohol consumption will lead to deficiencies. These factors will reduce the thiamine absorption from your intestine as well, like alcohol and high glucose as well, and also will increase the thiamine excretion from your kidneys. Insulin resistance is one of the biggest reasons for thiamine deficiency as well. So you don't have to be diabetic. So you can be thiamine deficient even with insulin resistance. So when you're insulin resistant, even you eat thiamine in your food, you may still end up with thiamine deficiency because of the losses. This condition further ends up damaging your cells sometimes before you become diabetic. Why are some cells affected from high glucose but not the others, right? So like we get blindness, kidney damage, but our lungs are not affected, right? So interesting, like nobody asked that question. Why only some specific cells are affected by diabetes? Well, the reason behind this phenomenon is that some cells, unfortunately, are not able to stop glucose entry into cells. Yes, we know that the insulin helps glucose to enter cells, but some cells will accept the glucose no matter what, no matter how much insulin resistance you have. And when your glucose is high, glucose rushes in, and the cells have to decide whether to take the glucose in or to process and how much they can process. But some cells, like I said, they don't have the liberty and they have to let everyone in. As a result, the kidney cells, the eye, the nerve cells, and some more susceptible organs will get the damage. That's why diabetics are more vulnerable to suffer from neuropathy, the blindness, and kidney failure. Does thiamine prevent diabetes complications? That's a big question, right? Well, it is essential in the prevention of complications of diabetes. And actually, like I said, benfotiamine is better form because it is a lot better absorbable when you take thiamine in the benfotiamine form. But eventually, when you have enough thiamine, because benfotiamine is converted to thiamine in your body, it will help your body to process that blood sugar a lot better and will reduce the damage to your cells. That's why thiamine and benfotiamine, they are very beneficial for neuropathy. Even if you have nerve complications already, taking benfotiamine will help your nerve pain dramatically. It may not happen within a week, but it will happen within months sometimes of use. And you have to continue to use it to get the benefit if you still have diabetes. Similarly, It will also help you with eye disease and kidney disease complications as well. So why would you consider taking benfotiamine, right? So it is the regular thiamine is not the easiest thing to absorb. Another problem that people with diabetes, like I said, excrete a lot of thiamine in the urine, so you have to compensate for it. That's why I always recommend using benfotiamine. It is better because it is fat soluble, and fat soluble things are better absorbed typically. And they are also stored in a longer time, because anything that are fat, so let's say vitamin D, for example, right? Any fat soluble vitamin will stay in your system because they go into your fat. And I'm sure, you have fat in your body. If you had only 3% fat in your body, you wouldn't be diabetic more than likely, or you would be type 1, if anything, not type 2. But your body also will appreciate that easy absorption, and you will have high concentrations of benfotiamine that will fuel those mitochondria to process glucose so they don't back up and cause those nasty complications. Now, how do you know if you're getting enough thiamine? Let's say you're eating very healthy, right? An average person will need anywhere from 1 to 4 milligrams of thiamine daily. You can also look up on the internet, and they will recommend eating like salmon, like meat, dairy, etc. Not everybody loves these things. Some people hate salmon, some people hate meat, some people hate both, whatever, although they have a bunch of thiamine. But even eating those will not be enough. Like I said, we are losing a lot of thiamine in your urine. But if you're continuously deficient, like in the case of diabetes, then it would help if you supplement thiamine. Now, you can check the thiamine in your blood. However, the blood levels will not indicate the tissue level, which is pretty much mitochondria is in every cell. And the deficiencies in every cell will not reflect in your blood because the body has a priority. Body wants to keep things in order in the blood first. But tissue deficiencies can still happen because body will try to maintain that level in your blood at the expense of deficiencies in the tissues. There are a lot of rat studies revealed that diabetes complications risk from high glucose was reduced from 30 to 50% in rats when they were supplemented with benfotiamine. Like I said, you can buy benfotiamine from Amazon. You can buy from companies that you never heard of. They may have good reviews, doesn't mean anything. But if you're looking for a high quality vegetarian thiamine supplement, look no further than SugarMDs.com. It will promote not only healthy blood sugar level, but it will, like I said, it will support the circulation and your nervous system. Now, as a conclusion, let's wrap it up. Benfotiamine has excellent results for endothelial function, which is the lining of your vessels, the arteries, that if you don't have good endothelial function, you will end up with neuropathy, you will end up with kidney disease and diabetic complications. That is a known fact. Thiamine may prevent the progression of complications, and better form of it is benfotiamine. That's why it's crucial for diabetics. However, always ask your doctors, if you have any questions about your supplements. It is definitely always not a bad idea. If your doctor has no idea, well, that's a problem. Then you do your own research. However, our products, especially at SugarMDs, are totally FDA compliant, US made, and you can trust that. Always consume a balanced diet. That's not, taking supplements is not a substitution to your diet. You cannot just say, oh, well, I'll just eat crappy and take some supplements. That's not what we are recommending, right? And also, you have to regularly monitor your blood sugar. If you don't like to do finger pricks, you can do continuous glucose monitoring systems like Dexcom or Freestyle Libre, but you have to do something to monitor it, right? And of course, the exercise. Don't underestimate the effect of exercise. No matter what you can do, it could be sitting exercise, chair exercise, home exercise. I have a lot of videos on those as well, but you have to move that body, buddy. All right? So, thank you for watching. I appreciate you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying this channel so far, and I hope you subscribed already. If you didn't, do it. And if you did, watch this video right there. I think that will help you too.